Hello, it's Jeffrey with Real Nifty Vintage, and I'm back today with a great haul. So, what I'm about to show you, I picked up at an estate sale, and I'm gonna tell you what, the prices were outstanding. So I've never been to this estate sale before, this company. I didn't know what to expect. We were in an area closer to St. Louis, so I was expecting that there was gonna be a long line of people waiting to get in. There weren't, not really. There was less than 15 people waiting. So that's a good sign. I didn't really see any other resellers either. Like the people that were waiting, well, I'm not gonna profile, okay? It just didn't look like those types of people. And I'm gonna tell you, as soon as I got in there, I was able to get exactly what I wanted. I was talking to Barb, she went with me. We got everything that we wanted to get. There was not one thing we missed out on. So that's a good sign. Okay, so here's the deal. I bought some biscuit jars, also known as cookie jars. I'm gonna show you those in a minute. I call them biscuit jars, but a biscuit, a cookie, that's the same thing. Whether you're talking about the same thing, like a little sugary thing. England, Europe, it's called a biscuit. Over here, cookie jars. I call these types of things biscuit jars because they're cute and they look like it. I don't know what the official rule is on that. I just think that the small cookie jars that have a handle, if it happens to have a handle like this, I just call them biscuit jars. So let me just throw that in there. If you're wondering, wait a minute, a biscuit is one of those flaky things you buy at Hardee's. But no, cookies. Except for this one. I'm gonna show you the one exception. This is a pretzel jar. Very awesome. I paid $4 for this, by the way. This was in the garage. Another funny story. I was able to get things in the garage right when it started. So there was no competition. There was a few things I grabbed immediately, right when she started yelling out numbers to go inside the house. But very awesome. There's minor crazing all throughout. Like I said, this was $4, but there's no chips or anything, so that's great. This is made in Japan. It says so on the bottom there. I don't know if that'll focus or not. There we are, made in Japan. And it's a pretzel jar. Yeah, really awesome. I don't know what this is gonna sell for online. There aren't really a plethora of pretzel jars out there, so I don't know. I think that it'll do okay though, because like I said, it's kind of unique, right? So we'll see what I do on the price on that. It could be anywhere from $20 to $40, honestly. Like it's that wide open, I don't know yet. I got a couple of these biscuit jars that I'm gonna have a hard time selling because I really like it. Let me start with the one that's my favorite. Now, these were marked at $10 a piece. These were the ones inside the house. There was the one that was in the garage, but these were in the house and they were marked $10. I did not pay $10 though. And this would be day one, the first 30 minutes of being there, they were accepting markdowns. I have no clue what's going on with those people, but I'm not complaining. So what we have here is a type of, it looks like majolica. It's made in Japan, which doesn't really say a lot. I mean, there are majolica items made in Japan. Majolica really refers to the glaze type. Majolica just refers to the type of glaze that it is. Usually it's made with lead, for instance. So it'll have this more or less kind of iridescent, shinier, has kind of a unique look if you've ever seen majolica in person. But there it is. This one, I just love the design of it. It's just beautiful. So there is crazing all over this darn thing, but that's to be expected. This thing is probably from the 30s. And it is marked on the bottom here, made in Japan. There it is. Beautiful. And it does have the handle, so that's great. A few of these don't have the handle. I paid $6 for this. Like I said, it was marked 10, I paid $6. Very awesome. And you might be wondering, how did you pay $6? Well, there was quite a number of these, and I said, if I buy all of these, will you do $5 a piece? And she said, oh no, we can't do $5. We could do $6 a piece though. Like, okay, I mean, really? Yeah, no brainer. So my next favorite one, probably this one. I love it because it has this really fun retro roosters and birds on it. And then that's on the front. And then on the back, it has this yellow duck or bird. And then peeking out for the lid, look at that. Isn't that funny? So this one was $10 also. Well, $6. Also made in Japan. All these were made in Japan, by the way. This one is later. It's probably from the 50s or the 60s. But it's really, this one's in great shape for condition. So I like that one a lot. This one will also be going online on my Etsy store, probably. Beautiful. I hate to give a price on that. Probably between $20 and $30 with shipping, plus shipping, by the way. I haven't figured out what that shipping is going to be yet. Okay, the next one that I like, it's going to be, okay, now it's a tie. I'll just show you this one because it's similar to the other one. We have this wonderful fruit on the outside of it. Beautiful. I love that. Then we have some leaves, another fruit there, leaves again. You'll notice that there is no handle. So that's one negative about it. But then there's the top and the bottom. This one is made by Thames, Thames, from the 50s or the 60s. Beautiful. I like it. So I wonder, and I don't know if anybody out there happens to know, but is there a place that I can buy replacement handles for these that look like the other ones made out of, what is that, like bamboo or something, and then wrapped with twine? Or I don't know if they have those anymore. You just kind of have to be lucky to get them when you buy the thing. But again, not complaining. $6 was a great price for this, and as it is, I expected to sell for between $20 $30 plus shipping. So that's awesome. This one here is very awesome. It looks like an old little cottage. Beautiful. Reminds me of like a Tudor style, a European kind of a house with the way this is done here. Beautiful. Again, this one's made in Japan, but there it is with crazing as well. No real cracks or anything like that on those. This one here is awesome. This one quite literally says cookies right on the front. And here's the difference. This one is a cookie jar. I would call it that because it doesn't have a handle or an area for a handle, and it's larger than the other two, or than the others. So yeah, cookie jar. And look at the fruit, the bountiful fruit on top there. Beautiful. The red, as you can see, is wearing away on the strawberries. That's because it's cold painted. That just means the paint was applied over the glaze. And they do that for mainly the reason of vibrancy and probably cost. Something to do with the dye and pigment. And it's beyond me. I just wish they would have painted everything under the glaze, but I mean, can you just understand what I'm saying? Look at all the other colors that they can achieve under the glaze, and then you get to red over here, and it's, oh, they had to paint it over the glaze. It's just, I don't understand. Like, this is under the glaze, and this is like a burgundy, deep burgundy red color. I know, I'm ranting right now. But again, beautiful. This one does have a couple hairlines in it. I don't know if you could see it. It's right there, kind of runs up like that. Again, crazing throughout. And the last biscuit jar is this little house right here. This one isn't too exciting to me. It is marked just Japan on the bottom. It's missing the what do you call that? The strap thing, the handle. Yeah, and there's not much to it really. This will probably go in the booth for maybe 10 bucks. This one I didn't even really want. I paid $2 for this because she was like, do you want this one for $2 at least, since you bought all the others? I was like, well, for $2, fine. So yeah, I'll get rid of it somehow. So there's those. That's the biscuit jars. I was also happy to find, another piece of Belique. So this is a wonderful vase by Belique, the Irish company. And you can see the little clovers on there. Let's see if I can get that to focus. You can see the paint job. So Belique is very creamy. type of porcelain. Very just beautiful creamy color, semi-translucent, and they mark them on the bottom here. Lots of different colors. Here we have a green mark. This green mark, you can date them just by looking at the marks themselves. This is dated between 2001 to 06. So we have a later series right here. And this was from a previous haul video, but here's another piece of Balik. This one has its other mark on the bottom. And this one here, for instance, dates from 1947 to 1955. So they look very similar because they've been doing this stuff for a long time and they don't really change it. But very awesome. I also got some Tupperware. These are little guys, little juice guys right here. They're pastel. And I paid $4 for all of them. I think that's an okay price. I can sell them in the booth or online. I think if these were to go online, they would sell for about between $20 and $25 with shipping included. In the booth, I could probably easily get $12 for them. So that's obviously the easier route, and I'm gonna make about the same. So I'm gonna probably just stick these in the booth. But they're nice. They are Tupperware, like I said. Yeah. So that's cool. I got a few things from the kitchen. One thing I was excited to find was some cookie cutters, and I'm going to show you fairly quickly what cutters I have in here. I paid $4 for this bag, and I do sell cookie cutters in my booth for about $2 a piece. So we have some older ones in here. This one is an old wood handle star with the crimped edges. We have some standard trees with the arched handle. This is a cactus, or it's either a cactus or a ghost. Either way, it's not its best example. Oh, a little Scotty dog. That's iconic. A bell. Here's another, oh, there's a good number of these wood handles. Here's another green handle star crimp. Santa Claus. Santa Claus, and it's a red wood handle. Very, very cool. There's a couple like new ones I'm just pulling out. What do we got here? I'm not sure, it doesn't have any writing on it, but this is just a more opaque red plastic. Probably newer. I would say 80s or 90s. A couple more of those. This one has like a fun little handle on it. A few more. This one's a turkey, a ghost. I'm getting 80s vibes from these, 1980s. Is that Raggedy Ann or something, or a clown? Not sure. There are a few of these older translucent red ones. These are from, I can't read that. It's made in USA. They don't have a date on them, but I believe these are from the 60s, 50s or 60s. And unfortunately, this one here is broken off the handle. The handle's broke, but it's a deer. Then we have a snowman, and a Santa Claus with his bag. So 3 of those, pretty nice. Then we have some of these new ones, like yellow, pink, they're rabbits by Wilton. So $4 for all of those, I will do really good. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's easily $25 worth of cookie cutters right there, easily. So that's great. I did buy this bag. I already took them out of the bag. This was $1 for this little bag of kitchen utensils. And the only reason, or the main reason why I bought it was for these measuring cup or measuring spoons. I thought they were cute. I saw through the bag what they said. This one says dash. It's like the old measuring system of, you know. This one says tad, a smidgen, and a pinch. So yeah, and if you ever look at, I think certain cookbooks actually use these terms, and this is what they mean. So They didn't just make this up. A dash literally is whatever that is. I don't even know, but that's a dash. So yeah, if you thought those were just made up words that people said, a dash, a smidgen, they are technical as you could be. Names, we have a melon baller. This one was marked $1, but they just threw it in the bag, I guess. A couple other little spoons that are really bent up. But anyways, I'm gonna try to get like $4 or $5 out of this. I just thought it was kind of cute. I did get a Santa Claus on skis. It's a Roseboro type of a 1950s era plastic, what do you call it? Candy container. Awesome, really. Now I just noticed that one of his skis is broken. It's been taped. It's right, well, it's right here. It's kind of, you can't really see it, can you? But anyway, luckily, the whole front of him is in great shape. And by the way, this was only $1. So I grabbed it for that. I wish this expensive camera would focus when I wanted it to. I really wish that much. But hey, it's weird. I think my phone actually did a better job at focusing than a almost $600 camera. What is this world coming to? Okay, I did buy this little, it's a glass container full of dice. I bought it for the dice. This is an Androck, what's left of an Androck nut chopper. This is the bottom half of it, made by the Federal Tool Corporation. The stuff that I remember, it's so random, but hey, if it gets me paid, fine. But I bought it for the dice. I think that they're fun, and I do kind of collect little dice. I shouldn't say collect. I pick them up and I stick them in a jar, because when you have jars, you need to fill them. Oh boy. Also in there was a little hang thing. One of those beaded hang clasps. I could set that aside. I might have a use for it. This was $1. It's one of these old kitchen utensils in red and white, 1940s. Beautiful. That'll go in my booth, the 50s themed booth. They also had a wonderful Art Deco swinging frame like that. It was only $5, so I grabbed it immediately, but it's really nice. Very cool. I'll put this with the rest of my picture frames that I have been collecting. I did get this really awesome blow mold. This is made by the Empire Plastic Company, 1968. Great thing about Empire and a lot of these blow molds is they date them, so you can look on the back here and find out exactly when they made it. But this is a blow mold, and these are popular. They sell for about $15 to $20. This one, being in a little bit rougher shape with paint worn, would sell for about $15 in the booth, and I paid $3. So that's not a bad price. And the last thing in this haul video is actually this watering can. This was another item that was in the garage, and I immediately ran to it whenever she started calling out numbers. You know, they do a number system. If you've never been to an estate sale, a lot of them will have you take a number so that you know what place in line you are, and then you don't have to physically stand there. You could leave, and then as long as you're back 10 minutes before, you're fine. But they started calling out numbers, and we were number 10 and 11. So I had time to immediately run, fill up my arms with stuff, and I walked in the house with my number, and I was like, here you go. And I was like, I took it straight to the cash register and put it in the hold area. But this is a galvanized watering can, and these are pretty popular around here. Oftentimes you won't find them with the spigot. However, this isn't really much of a draw, because it is really rusted out. And at this point, it just looks cool that it's there. But yeah, you're not gonna wanna water anything with this. It's not gonna hold anything. I mean, the spigot's gonna be all over the place. You can see how bad it is right there. There's a big hole. So, yeah, I don't really know off the top of my head how much these sell for around here. I think it has to be about $25 with this thing. I know it's messed up and it really can't do much unless you take the whole thing off and you just have the hole. Like, 90% of these that you find. But yeah, I think $25 will do it. I think. I mean, I'm no expert, but I try to be. So there it is. I mean, I think we did a great job. Barb and I, we both went to that same estate sale. She got a couple of the biscuit jars, and that'll be in a, well, I don't know when that video will come out, but we're gonna do a video on what she got. And it's not just stuff that she picked up there. She also got things other places. So we're gonna combine them for her and do a haul video with her stuff. But I got a lot of the jars, so I'm happy about that. And all in all, I think we did great for an estate sale, being like right there at the beginning of it and getting great deals early on. And I'm gonna try to look out for their sales because they are good people too. I talked to the owner and she was really nice. So I will go ahead and wrap that up there. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye-bye.